What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're the full Pseudo Steel Pokemon team. Ryan, this one is for you. So, I've got a team of Pokemon here that could possibly be Steel types. Now, there's quite a few when you look at the whole available Pokedex, so I come up with brand new individual typings for each, and I really hope you enjoy. If you like your own custom theme team or Pokemon sweep, you can check it out at patreon.com/PIMPNITE, tier 2 and above. The link is in the description of the video. So I've got 3 battles for your entertainment tonight, and I really hope you enjoy the Pseudo Steel team. Now, I'm trying to get all of every single typing done before the new games come out. I don't know if I'm halfway yet, but I feel like I'm almost halfway. The first battle here we have against is Napalm, and we got a Jolteon lead. Now, on this time, I always try and make, like, new typings for every Pokemon, right? I don't want to have any double ups at all, so just bear that one in mind before leaving a comment maybe about a suggestion on this team. But of course, suggestions are welcome too if you think a Pokemon could be on this team, or just some other great suggestions as well. So we got Jolteon going for a Thunder. Man, that does a lot of damage, almost taking my Gerda out. Now, Gerda doesn't have any Steel type moves at all, so I went for a Fling and an Iron Ball set. It was the closest I could do for like a Steel type move. Now, the thing about Gerda, right, I feel like it could be a Steel type because it's holding a literal Steel Beam, right? And I guess you could have Timber as a Grass type because it's holding Wood, and you could have, like, Conkeldurr as a Rock type. I don't know, just something to think about, right? But that's why I put it on that team for. That was Max Attack and Max Health. So we got the next Pokemon here as Delmise as a Steel and Grass Pokemon. I definitely think this actually, would work because it's got Steel Worker as the ability, a Steel type based boosting ability, and it's also got Anchor Shot as well as its signature move, which is a really, really cool move, and it also traps the opponent in. So getting rid of that Jolteon, by the way, which is very good. I thought they may actually swap there, but they didn't. Now, that turned out to be a blunder policy Jolteon, by the way. I only found that out after the battle. So in comes the Flareon here. I'm going to swap the Delmise off, and we're going to go into Moldo. Now, Moldo, first it's got Battle Armor as the ability. I always thought this didn't really look like a bug type, right? But it's got literal armor on it, so I thought it could definitely work as a Steel and a Rock type. I've got Metal Claw, Rock Slide, nearly said Ancient Power, then Air Erase, Brick Break. Man, Ancient Power, Moldo, I gotta try that. I'm pretty sure it gets to the 4th gen tuner move. Regardless, this is a speedy, as speedy as it can go, attacking set, right? Now, I gave this the item Barberry Berry so I could power down super effective Steel type moves. Pretty cool, right? Just a nice little touch for the team. So we got a Fake Tears Flare in here going for a Burning Jealousy. That does not take me out, but boy, it does a lot of damage, and it's going to take out the Flareon with the Rock Slide there, almost called a Jolteon, getting my EVs mixed up. Next Pokemon here is the Leafon Riot, and now this team is all based around an Evolution team. It might be a second team in like the actual Evolution team, but I'm not really sure right now. So the Leafon's going to set up the Sunny Day there. It's obviously got Chlorophyll, or it may even have Leaf Guard too, but I'm more thinking, you know, Chlorophyll, right? So now it's going to go for an Iron Tail. My Barberry Berry is going to activate, which is amazing. Unfortunately, I probably just didn't have quite enough health to lift that attack. And the Moldo is going to go down. It was a shame. If I had more health, I definitely would have lived that. It would have been super funny. Anyway, so good effort there from the Moldo. I also gave it Metal Claw too, as that was a Steel move that it actually learned, right? Next Pokemon is type No. I thought I could have this as a Steel and normal type. It looks quite Steel looking, and it gets a couple of Steel moves too. This is a Metal Sound Throat Spray set. Now, we got another of the evolutions using Fake Tears. I think this might be a Fake Tears team. I'm not really sure at the moment, but a lot of these actually use that move. Fake Tears is actually very similar. It's pretty much exactly like a Metal Sound, right? The thing about my Metal Sound is I was able to get a special attack boost because I was holding the Throat Spray, right? Now, this is a mix Leafon set. It's going to have Fake Tears and Grassy Glide there. I went for the Air Slash, and that's going to be more than enough to take out the Leafon. Its special defense isn't really all that great, right? So, bye-bye Leafon. There's still more, 3 more evolutions left, but what ones are they going to be? Next Pokemon is the Espeon. I just did a full Espeon team yesterday, interesting enough. So here comes an Expanding Force. Now, obviously, the Fake Tears that the Leafon did earlier on to my Type Null was more than enough to take that out in one shot. Obviously, without Everlight, I was not going to be super bulky there. The EVs I was running that one were max health and max special attack if you were curious and modest nature. Next Pokemon, I had to include this as Blastos as a Steel and Water type. It's literally got cannons on its back, and also its G-Max is like literally covered in cannons, right? And it does learn a lot of Steel type moves as well. So I definitely feel it could fall into the category as a Steel and Water type Pokemon, right? Now, I had to use its G-Max, right? G-Max Cannonade. It was sort of like just made for that, right? The thing about this is it is a water-type move. I think it could be like a steel-type move too, right? That'll also work on Blastos. Anyway, we got the Espeon using Sunny Day here. I was like, okay, I didn't expect that one. And this is kind of unfortunate because my water-type moves are going to get powered down here. Regardless, going for my G-Max Cannonade, look at all those. That could definitely be steel-type, right? Obviously, they didn't think of dual-types at the start of Pokemon, but if they ever did change any starters around, they could definitely do that for Blastos, I feel. I definitely would fit into that, right? So getting my G-Max move up there, doing a little bit of damage from the swirling vortex there. And we've got an interesting set here. Another fake out, fake tears Espeon, right? So do they all have fake tears? Is this a full fake tears evolution team? That's oddly specific. But anyway, I'm going to take the Espeon out with my second G-Max move and bye-bye Espeon. Next Pokemon to come out here is the Sylveon. So I've actually got a mixed Blastoise set here. I've got max attack and max special attack with a choice scarf. So the opponent won't really know what this is until the last moment, right? It doesn't have bad damage output there, but against the Sylveon with Protect, it's not going to do a lot, right? So that's going to stall out my last turn of G-Max there. However, I can actually go for another attacking move after this. I can go for an Iron Tail, right? Its defense is nowhere near as good as its special defense, right? So I thought I'd give that one a go. I also go back Flash Cannon 2 as another steel type move. I tried to load on as many of them as possible, right? So Sylveon's going to be able to live that one, and I get a defense drop, which probably doesn't really matter all the match. It's only got a little bit of health rate, right? And it's going to take me out with one Hyper Voice. So bye-bye Blastoise, but you did a pretty good job there. So a solid effort. Now, some more damage on the Eats Dragons. I get it, Eats Dragons. Thought that said something else then. Next Pokemon to come in here is my Delmise. I already showed this set off, but the EVs on this one were max health and max special defense, and it was extraordinary bulky, right? I'm going to go for Synthesis here and heal myself right up there because the sun's out and gun's out, right? And I can get myself all the way to full health. Now we're going to have a Dynamax here. I must say, I didn't predict this, and it's going to be Dynamaxing only on a little bit of health. So I'm thinking, okay, this is going to have to be a pretty powerful move. For them to use the Dynamax here, right? And will I be able to tank it? It's going to be interesting because I am running a very special defensive set. Max health, max defense. I think I have a sassy nature or something like that. Here comes a max flare. I was like, okay, that's coming from Mystical Fire, I'm pretty sure it is. That'll be its special move. Going for the Anchor Shot, and that is enough to take out the Silver, but man, that did a lot of damage. If I wasn't running full special bulk, I would have got burned to a crisp right there. So bye-bye Sylveon, and bye-bye Dynamax, so that was very, very good. Now, the last Pokemon we got here is the Vaporeon. So I was like, okay, let's go for Toxic. It's going to outspeed and go for Ice Beam. Not much I could have done there. I was, very, very good job taking up the Dynamax Sylveon. That was a beautiful tank there. Now, I've got one more Pokemon left, and you're probably wondering who it's going to be. It's Haxorus. Let me explain this one. This is probably the biggest stretch out of my team, right? But I want to have a unique typing for Dragon, so I've got Steel Dragon. Now, when you look at Haxorus, right, its head is literally an axe, so I thought that could be a Steel type too. Plus, it gets Guillotine, and it also gets Iron Tail too, so there you go. So go for a scummy Guillotine. It's going to miss the first turn. It's not very accurate. And here comes another fake Tears, right? I'm not sure if this theme team is a roast, right? It might not be, but I feel like it could be like a low-key roast against people that really want new evolutions and don't get them, then they cry about them. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm thinking in it too much, right? But it might be a roast. Anyway, so the second Guillotine is going to miss, and Haxorus is going to get one-shot. Man, that really sucks. Thank you for the Battle Napalm there. I would have loved to hit a salty Guillotine at the end, but it is what it is, right? Man, it's been like 69 years since we've had a battle. Okay, let's get on to the second battle here. This one's against Piccoloma, and been a while since we've had a battle as well. Now, this was hopefully going to be Haxorus' redemption with its Guillotine, right? Anyway, we're going to Quagsire as Elite, and this was quite a lengthy matchup between two Pokemon here. Before we get into that, we've got Gerda as lead. So I went for a Fling and Iron Ball. Here comes a Waterfall. Doesn't really do a lot of damage to Gerda, right? I've got max health, and Quagsire's attack isn't much to write home about. So I got some really good damage there. Sorry, with the close combat there, not the Iron Ball. Now, I didn't really want to get hit by a Waterfall after a defensive drop there. it'll do a lot of damage, and if it is a crit, it's probably going to take me out. So I'm going to be leaving that Conqueror and Gurda for later on. Sorry, I'm getting my evolution forms mixed up there. So going to Delmise, expecting a waterfall again, and that is going to be indeed the truth, and it doesn't do much in the middle, which is fine. Now, right, I thought I definitely should be able to scare off this Quagsire with a grass type move, and then I can go for a Toxic, right? So I went for Toxic, but they kept the Quagsire, and so I was like, okay, that's interesting. At least I poisoned Quagsire, right? But probably not exactly what I expected to happen. Now, Quagsire is going to go for a Rock Slide here. I thought it might be staying in and go for Ice Punch or its own Toxic there. That's about the only reasons I thought it stayed. Rock Slide's not going to be doing a lot to me there. I've got max health. It's got pretty good defense as it is, right? So what I can do, I'm thinking here, I could go for an Anchor Shot here, and I can trap it in, right? And that way the Quagsire will not be able to swap out, even if it does have the move Recover, right? Which I really wasn't sure there. I'm going to trap that in, and now Quagsire is going to go for a Rock Slide. So Quagsire is trapped in now. I can easily heal off any damage it does to me at all, and it's just going to go down to Toxic and Anchor Shot, right? I knew that it was possibly going to be a stall fest with this Delmise set. It is very tanky, and it's some kind of base around that too. It's good for trapping these sorts of Pokemon down. So I thought I could go for Iron Defense here, right? Another steel base move I thought I'd put on, and see if I can get myself really, really tanky. Now, Quagsire's going to be going for Recover. It's a good thing that I trapped it in, because possibly what could have happened here, right? The Quagsire could just swap out, and that would be like basically no punishment for it at all, right? And it's very, very good, because now all I can do is just keep attacking it. It's eventually going to go down the Toxic, right? Which is very good. So I'm going to heal myself up here, and as I said, this is quite a lengthy matchup at the beginning of the battle. Not really what I wanted to do. As I said, I thought the Quagsire would swap out, so I didn't have to do this, but since the opportunity like sort of arose, I thought I might as well get rid of the Quagsire now, right? I've got no other Pokemon that can really do like heaps and heaps of damage to it, a one-shotter, right? And I didn't want to waste any of my other sets or reveal them just yet, right? And I didn't want to swap my Girder back in either, right? So go for another Anchor Shot here on the Quagsire. There wasn't a lot of point in them going for a cover anymore. Their fate was basically sealed, right? So here comes another Rock Slide. It's going to do very minimal damage to me there. And Quagsire is going to be going down very, very soon right here. This Delmise set actually worked very, very nicely too, like with a max health and max special defense and iron defense too. It was very difficult for the opponent to one-shot it. Unless they came in, say they came in with like a really powerful fire type, physical, like Galar Diamantis, they could just like yeet me out of the battle. But apart from that, it was fairly strong. Like I could even lift some of Charizard's, flamethrower and air slash and that sort of stuff, and at least get a Toxic off and swap it out, right? It's quite good. Quite a versatile, interesting Pokemon, right? I've always liked Delmise. So regardless of that, Quagsire is finally going to be going down to the Toxic. Sorry about that, guys. I had to get rid of the Quagsire, and that's probably like 5 minutes of the freaking 20-minute timer used up. I feel like the 20-minute timer, like, is the bane of my existence. Anyway, we got the Roselia coming in with a Night Slash. Oh, sorry, I mean, not a Night Slash, a Night... Oh, it was Zoroark's signature move. I'll get it in a sec. So I'm going to hit it with the Anchor Shot there, and Zoroark is going to be exposed. So no more tricking me with Zoroark, right? Night Daze. Sorry, I was a little bit dazed right there. The thing about using Night Daze on Zoroark, obviously, it's a little bit better than Dark Pulse in the fact that it's hit a bit harder, but it does have the accuracy thing. The main thing about it that you want to usually use Dark Pulse instead, because you can disguise yourself. But it still is a fun move to use, but I can see obviously why it would be better to try and disguise it. Now Zoroark is going to go down there to my Choice Scarf Flash Cannon, and it might be obvious now that I've got a Choice Scarf there, but I don't have max speed, so sometimes it wasn't super obvious. Now we got the Roserade coming in here again, like deja vu, and I went into type Scum here. Now this is a throat spray set, as I explained before. I took that Petal Blizzard fairly well there. Sorry, Petal Dance. Here comes the second Petal Dance, and I got min damage on the first, I believe, and then max damage on the second. So not much I could do there. Bye-bye, nothing I could do, right? Next Pokemon to bring in here is my Blastos. I went for the Ice Punch and lived it. And guess what? I got a Freeze Axe. That was lucky, right? Because that next Petal Dance, that was going to destroy my Blastos. I was very, very thankful there. So we got the Confusion and the Freeze Axe on the Roserade, and it cannot do anything at all. That was a very nice little bit of RNG there. It was beautiful there. So go for a second Ice Punch, and Roserade is going to be going down. Nice shiny there. I like that. The pink and black rose looks really, really cool. Okay, we've taken out half the team. Things are pretty juicy right now. Next Pokemon to come in here is the Luxray. I thought Luxray would probably have Intimidate, and there you go. Now, I can still attack this Luxray with Water Spout, but I don't want to use Ice Punch against it, and I'm just going to swap it out and go into another Pokemon, which is going to be my Gerda. I thought this would be the most expendable Pokemon. However, how that could be different, right, is if I get around this Scummy Swagger Confusion, I'll hit really, really hard with max attack, right? So Luxray's going to go for a Thunder Fang there. Obviously, this is obviously like some sort of Scummy Paralysis set with, or flinching set with the Parafusion, but I managed to break all through that scum, go for the Fling Iron Ball, and Luxray gets dropped in one shot. Man, that was like that. Just imagine that beam that it's holding right there. Just imagine that falling on. That's how that felt. That poor Luxray. Next Pokemon is the Rapidash. It's going to be doing a little bounce there up in the air. Now, I went for a close combat here, right? Now, the thing is, I was still confused there, and I hit myself a confusion. It does a lot of damage to me. So now, unless Pony's up, Rapidash is going to miss with the bounce. I'm going to be going down. So, unfortunately, it doesn't miss, and bye-bye Gerda. But Gerda was a pretty solid Pokemon on this team. Even without Everlight, it performed fairly well, right? Next Pokemon is, it's time, people. It's time for this to get a KO with Guillotine. Okay, so the first one misses. I expected that, right? You got to expect that. Next move from the Rapidash is the Poison Jab here. It isn't really doing much damage to me at all. It's about a 5 PK, maybe a 4 with some poison damage. The second Guillotine is going to miss here, so I had a little bit of a bad feeling about this. Now, I went for a third Guillotine, and it missed there. Now, Rapidash is going to bounce in the air. So I was thinking, okay, if I can get the Sword Dance up here, prepare myself for the last Pokemon, which is going to be weak to Bug, because I've got X-Scissor, right, which definitely should be a Steel-type move. And I've also got Sword Stance, which is, they're made out of steel and stuff, right? That should be enough for the last Pokemon, hopefully, if I land this. And Haxorus failed to land another Guillotine again. And you know what? It probably serves me right for running a Troll set. Haxorus, you're useless today. Goodbye. But can it redeem itself in the last battle? Who knows? You better keep watching. Next Pokemon and last Pokemon to come out here is the Armaldo. Now, we got the Rapidash go for a Mega Horn there because I'm not a Bug, all right? I'm not a Bug. I'm Steel and Rock. That should have been a Quad Resist. What's going on here? Now, go for the Rock Slide on the Rapidash, and it's obviously going to be going down in one shot there. So, bye-bye, Rapidash. Unfortunately, you dodged all of my Guillotines. I was pretty salty about that. Now, the last Pokemon is the Espeon here. Another Espeon. I'm on an espionage mission to take out the Espeons today. Now, remember I was talking about the Haxorus, how I was going to prepare for the Espeon with the X-Scissor? That's why I went for that Sword Dance, right? Also, it used Bounce too, so I thought it was a, prime opportunity. Now, we've got a Dynamax Espeon here. If this is a special attacking set, it's going to hit really, really hard, right? And Armaldo's special defense, well, it isn't anything amazing, right? So here comes the Max Mindstorm, and Armaldo is going to get destroyed there. I'm like, uh-oh, this is bad. This is very, very bad. Now, Espeon's got great speed already. The Psychic Drain is flowing on the field. It's not looking good, people. And there's 2 more turns to Dynamax. So I've got my Blastos here. I thought, okay, it's going to have to be G-Max Blastos here. I've got to go for my G-Max Cannonade, right? I don't know what other moves this actually has, or if it's just going to go for a Psychic type move. If it goes for a Psychic type move, it's going to be very, very close. Like, it's either going to be a 2 to 3 hit KO around there, right? I'm not running Incredible Bulk on this Blastos either, so it could be only 2 turns, right? I'm not really sure. So going for my G-Max Blastos regardless, I'm not going to outspeed there because my Choice Scarf is not going to work there. Here comes a Grass type move. I'm guessing that's coming off Energy Ball or Grass Knot, right? On Espeon. Regardless, it does a truckload of damage to me, right? And now the grassy terrain is on the field, which is actually going to heal me, but it's going to boost the Espeon's grass move the next turn. So going for my signature G-Max move here, it does pretty good damage. It's about a 2-hit KO after my move's effect comes into play there, which is pretty good. Now, I would have loved to have gone for a Max Guard here, because Espeon would have gone out of its Dynamax, then been forced to use its grass move out of that and had nowhere near as much bulk, right? However, I do not have any other status moves because I've got a Choice Scarf, and it's going to be able to take me out with the next Max Overgrowth. Man, I was so close there. Thank you for the battle, Piccoloba. A very, very close one indeed. Like the first one, I mean, I feel like Haxorus has let me down on both battles. Like, if I got maybe one of those Guillotines, like just one, right? I didn't need one. I could have gone for X-Scissor and done a lot of damage there, right? Okay, can I redeem it? Oh, I just bumped my knee. Shoot, that hurt. I literally just bumped my kneecap. Oh, man. Patrick, hello, man. Let's do a battle. So this is a battle against Patrick. I'm not really sure if this was... Actually, this was done on the Wycombe, so I don't know if this was actually done on my stream or not. But it was done on the Wycom, so Patrick, if you're ever watching this one, man, it was fun. So here you go, we got a Charizard lead here. I wish I'd see a shiny one though, and it's going to miss with Hurricane, right? And it's going to slide right past my little Girder. So Girder does some solid damage there with the Fling. Hurricane misses twice in a row. You wouldn't read about it. And now I can get an Ice Punch off, and Charizard is going to go down. It's not often you'll see a Girder defeat a Charizard 1v1. In that situation. Wow. Next Pokemon to come in here is the Altara. I'm like, is this bait? Is this bait for like a weakness policy? Then it's going to throw up the Subtube. I'm like, okay, it's not bait. They were just hoping that I wasn't going to use Ice Punch, or maybe they're trying to set something up. Maybe they're trying to sub down to a berry. I don't really know at the moment. I'm very confused, right? Now, the Altara, right, this turn is going to swap out. So, like, okay, they obviously don't have anything to hit me with or take me out in one shot. And we got the Tentacruel coming in here. So, Tentacruel is going to be able to resist my moves fairly well here. Obviously, my Ice Punch too. Oh, I forgot to say something too. This is the most important part. On my Girder, I've got Iron Fist. That's the other ability I thought I'd put on to make it a true Steel type, right? That's why my punching moves like Ice Punch are doing so much too. So go for the payback on the Tentacruel there. Almost takes out very, very impressive damage there. And the Tentacruel is going to miss the first Hydro Pump. However, it's going to land the second one. And Girder, since I've got max health on it, takes it pretty well there. And it can take it out with the payback. So Girder is just destroying this team right now. It's really, really going well. Now, I'm not sure if Altara can come in here and take me out, but he didn't. So I was like, okay, well, I can take out Altaria. What's the next Pokemon here? And it is the Drapion. Now, Drapion's going to go for a Cross Poison. It's a sniper set, and it's going to crit me and take me out. I cannot let this thing on the field for too much longer, because it could go through and crit and snipe my whole team right. So I've got to go into type Scum. Now, I've got to go for a Throat Spray and hope that I don't get critted. I don't get critted on the first one, which is very good. Now, if I do get critted on the second one, it's going to be real nasty. It's going to be real close, right? So hopefully it doesn't happen. Now, dropping the Drapion's special defense, not that it's amazing in the first place, and bolstering my special attack. If I can land one Hyper Beam on this set, I believe I can one-shot it, right? So here comes the second Cross Poison. I don't get credited, which is amazing. And here comes the Hyper Beam, people. This animation is still amazing. I've always liked the Hyper Beam animation. And Drapion is going to get absolutely demolished there. Bye-bye. So great. Everything is going swell at the moment. Okay, next Pokemon here we got is the Altara. So what they don't know is I've actually got Icy Wind here, and now they're going to set up the Dragon Dance. So like, okay, it's a physical there. Fair enough. Will they underestimate my bulk or my moves and go for another Dragon Dance while I go for Icy Wind? Let's find out. Now, they went for this Substitute here, probably hoping I went for another like a Ice Beam. Sorry, a Hyper Beam, and then they could set up their Dragon Dances like more, but I went for the Icy Wind here. The only thing about Icy Wind, it can miss. That's what I was a little bit worried about, right? Now, bye-bye Ghost and Substitute on the Altara, and here comes a Dragon Claw. I was like, okay, let's see if I can live this. Type Null lives on 69 health there, and it's going to land that Icy Wind. Wow, I can't believe how good, like, Girder and Type Null, like, especially special Type Null is doing so well. I've taken out 4 of their team already with only, like, 2 Pokemon. This is wild. Next Pokemon is Metagross. I'm like, oh... This is not good. I just went for Hype Beam. I fired my laser and just hoped for the best, right? I was hoping that Metagross wouldn't set up on me like Agility or something like that, right? So Hype Beam does very, very good damage around half health there, and Metagross is going to go for a Body Press there. So bye-bye Top Null. But man, look at the damage I did with these Pokemon. Like, I literally did 4.5 damage to that Pokemon. Like, 4 Pokemon down, half damage to Metagross. That's pretty good, right? Next Pokemon is Haxorus. It's time, people. Please, please. Now, I'm going to go for the Mold Breaker Guillotine there, and it's going to slide right past Metagross. Now, Metagross is going to go for a Meteor Mash here. Now, I knew I'd be able to live 1, but I definitely wasn't going to live 2. And Guillotine miss again! Come on! Now, I'm going to tell you people a funny story, right? Out of all the battles that I did with this team, and there was a lot of them, I only landed Guillotine once, right? Just once. Out of all those times. Normally I hit it really, like I hit it like most of the time, right? So go for the Water Spout on the Metagross. Got that little rainbow going on there, and Metagross is going to be going down. Now, this is where the problems start to happen. The last Pokemon they had was Electivire, right? Now, Electivire could easily destroy my Blastos, but remember on this team, I really wanted to G-Max my Blastoise, right? So I was a little bit forced into what I could do. So swapping out the Blastoise there, and now we got Dynamax Electivire. Now I thought, even if they didn't Dynamax, they were probably going to go for electric type moves, whether it be Wild Charge, Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt, or Thunder. One of those moves. I'm more thinking the physical one, though, judging on the movesets they've used already, right? So I know that I can definitely easily take a Max Lightning from Electivire any day of the week, right? And I can continue to live them. But if this thing has something like Fire Punch and Ice Punch, which is a very good chance because, it's got a great selection of moves to use, Delmise is not going to be liking it because remember I'm running that very special defensive one, not a defensive one, right? So here comes a Max Hail, so I'm definitely going to be coming off the Ice Punch and Delmise is going to be going down. Well, if you look at it, the best thing that came out of that, I stalled out 2 turns of Dynamax, right? So that's pretty good. However, there still is 1 turn of Dynamax remaining. And I don't really want to Dynamax my other Pokemon. I want to try and keep to the theme of using the Steel-type Pokemon. So I'm going to risk it here with the Blastos. Can I live a Electric-type move here? I definitely know that I'm not going to outspeed Electivire. So hopefully I can live really badly, then get my G-Max cannon off. And I don't think it's going to get the dub, but it's going to do a good amount of damage, right? So here we go. The problem is the Electivire is an electric-type Pokemon. It's going to get stabbed, and the electric terrain is on the field already. So it's going to be hitting super, super hard. So here we go, people. Here comes the Max Lightning outspeeding my Blastos, and Blastos gets shredded in one shot there. Man, it's a disaster. So pretty much my Dynamax is useless, I've got one more Pokemon left, and it's Armaldo. Now, I'm thinking to myself real quick, this is out of Dynamax. I still think I can live its attacks pretty well, because Armaldo's got pretty good base defense. If I can hit this with a Rock Slide, it'll do very good damage. If they got Wild Charge, I should be able to take it out with a Recall, right? Instead of going for Electric-type move, they went for Ice Punch, right? Okay, they've definitely got Wild Charge, I know, right? So going for the Rock Slide does a heap of damage, almost takes him out there, right? Now, Electivire is going to have to go for Electric-type move here if it wants to take me out here. I know that it's Wild Charge because I did want to take Recall earlier on. That is going to take me out. However, the Recall is also going to take out the opposing Electabuzz, resulting in a draw right there. I mean, my opponent did actually technically win the battle because I fainted first, but man, a crazy battle there. Hope you people enjoyed all this. Peace out.